Welcome to episode 12 of the Converted Podcast. We're glad you guys are here. My name is Belschnickel, priest on CTR. And if you're a new listener, this is a show dedicated to the guild on Aerie Peak, Convert to Raid. I have my wonderful co-host in the studio today, Sal.
Hey, Belschnickel.
What's up?
In this episode, we have a raid team spotlight on Watermelon Initiative. There's a Texas meetup, and the Converted Roundtable is all about nerfs. Then we'll have Louu come on and tell all about your raid teams. So,
Sounds
Bel,
good.
how was your week?
My week's been pretty good, man. I got allergies, man.
You're talking like this.
I'm all
tonight.
like mouth breathing. I'm all stuffy. I got like drainage. No one wants to hear about that. My teeth, the top row of teeth on my right side hurts when I walk, because that's
what are you allergic to? What's going on?
It's just everything. I didn't even know I had this problem, but the sinus is all full in there and stuff. So, I'm playing hurt tonight, man. I'm playing hurt. So we'll see what we can do. But if I sound kind of gunky, that's what's happening.
Oh.
But the show must go on. We got to make this happen. So. Been dealing with that for almost a week, which is kind of lame, but
yeah, you have been sick for a while. It seems.
man.
Or not sick, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, I feel schnickel. I'm feeling good, but I just and it's funny because I used to people that had allergies. They'd be like, "Oh, my allergies are acting up." I used to be like, "Okay, whatever," But it's real, man. That stuff is real. Been busy, in real life, doing my thing. Like I said before, I'm getting my fantasy football stuff going.
Yeah.
Oh, I have something to show you. I picked up today the trophies. I run 6 leagues, and I give an individual trophy to
only 6 this time.
Well, it used to be 5. We added a new one, but I actually give a trophy to the league winner, right? So I picked up the trophies for the guys this year. They don't even know what these look like yet because they're not here. I'm going to cover the name, but check this out, okay? If that isn't the coolest trophy you have ever seen for
awesome.
fantasy football, I have no idea who you are, and I don't want to know you. Okay,
guys,
look at that.
If you aren't watching this video, I'm going to tell you, this is spectacular.
That is fantastic.
I'm looking at a football player in a full uniform, in an armchair, cast in bronze.
He's got a remote.
With a remote.
So I got 5 of these to give out to the guys from last year.
Oh,
and
that's
then
great.
then we got the plaque and all that stuff. But anyway, so I've been messing with that, man. Busy with that. But I figured I'd show you because I thought that was pretty cool. I picked them up today.
Oh, that's cool.
So I've been busy with that. Raid team last night, Sal. We are 11 of 12, man. We
How'd
are
you find consorts?
Well, check it out, right?
Check
Check this out. I got a quick story.
Okay.
So we went last night. We've been extending every week. So last night we go to Iron Quan, whatever, however it's said. But anyway, we're there, and it's the second to last attempt of the night. And I'm going to rename my team Last Pullers, man, because it's for some reason, man, that last pull mojo kicks in, right? So we're at the second to last pull, and the reason we were dying, it was just kind of weird stuff. It wasn't the same thing every time. It was more like we were losing DPS in the tornadoes, so that we were kind of hitting the enrage timer, basically what was happening, because we just didn't have everybody alive. So we finally get them down, and then we have one more pull left, and I'm like, we got this last pull mojo going. Let's go to twins. We had 5 minutes left. I'm like, we'll give it one shot. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know what? If we can kind of channel that last pull mojo, maybe we can one-shot twins, right? And everyone's one-shotting that group anyway. So we get over there, Sal, we one-shot it, man.
No, that's amazing.
That fight is actually pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all. I'm surprised. It's almost like a gimme. It's like a gimme fight. So we got that, and we're there, man. We're at Lei Shin, so,
Oh, you'll totally get Lei Shin next week.
Next week, man. Yeah, next week.
Because you're keeping the lockout.
We're keeping the lockout. We've been extending since the rumor.
Oh, my gosh.
So we're doing that. And just been doing my LFR, doing the runestone stuff.
Yeah.
I got my meta. I have 1, man.
Oh, you have one?
I just started,
runestone?
yeah. I just got my meta, but that meta is awesome.
Okay. You need to be running LFR then.
I will. I'm back in it, man. I'm back in. I'm running the last 6, every
Get
week
those
now.
runestones. Get that cloak, man, before 5-4.
I got to do it, man. What have you been up to, man? We don't talk, Sal. Sal, what happened to us, Sal? We don't talk, man.
We're on the texting all the time.
No, I'm just messing. No, so how you been, man? What have you been up to the last couple of weeks?
Okay, well, in Guild, I do LFR runs every Tuesday night, and some people have started calling them Guild LFR run, Sal runs the Guild LFR run. Well, this is not a sanctioned event, guys. This is just something that I said, hey, let's do this,
right?
And I put in, not mumble, but CTR LFG, who wants to come, and then people came, and then it started out just to be a bunch of my friends, but now it's everybody. Not obviously there's 5,000 people in the guild, but there's 25 people that come.
Right.
But so even though I have no reason in the entire world to have to run that LFR, I've got the runestones. The runestones are done. I got the cloak. Cloak is done. My gear.
You're like a 540 right now.
I'm at 535.
Holy cow! I was being sarcastic.
Okay, like I don't
That's
need
ridiculous.
anything.
Holy cow! Okay.
It might be 534, but I don't need anything in LFR.
Right.
But the group, and it's a dynamic group. It changes every week. It's fun.
That's awesome.
Get a little bit of Valor, so I do it on Tuesdays.
Okay.
And so I've been doing that. It's fun. And Copperbolt, what Copper does, she does 5 o'clock. She'll do LFR 1 and 2 for Tot.
Okay.
And then at 7 o'clock server time, I come in and I take charge of 4 and then 3.
So you guys got a little system going.
Yeah, well, we didn't plan it on purpose that way. It's just that I was doing this one thing, and then she wanted to do the other thing, and she's like, "Well, I'll do it first," and then da-da-da-da. So I don't mess with the first one. It's just too early for me.
Yeah.
So
Are you raiding? I know you had taken a step back. Are you getting some raid action, or I mean normal stuff, or what?
Okay, well, my team, the Salad Senate. It's awesome, right? I had this huge schedule conflict that I hope that I can fix in the next few months, that I can't really raid with my team anymore.
At all, or just like not consistently?
Well, I'm going to be able to do it tonight.
Okay.
So it seems like every other week I can go in for one night.
It's a little something,
It's a little something, but it's not great. But I have been able to plug into a group on Sundays sometimes.
Okay.
So I've killed Leishen.
Well, yeah. I mean, with I think I heard you mention that. And the thing is, one of the cool things about not being locked in is you got a flexibility to kind of run a little bit with anybody. You're like a free agent. The guild's big enough. There's enough teams always looking for somebody.
I can plug. Yeah,
you can plug in.
Plug in. But you know what? I've killed Leishen, but I'm actually 11 of 12.
And how does that work?
I haven't killed Megara.
You serious?
I haven't seen that fight whatsoever.
You've never even seen it, like a normal?
Okay, we did like 2 pulls on it once.
Wow. Okay.
But my guild, my team, if they're getting past Tordos now, no problem. They go one shot Megara, then head on to Jikun. Is what happens.
We gotta get you that kill.
Do you know what?
What's up?
Last week I mentioned Jikun. I said, yeah, it's a lot different. I'm like, you get 2 groups of 25. No, dude. Okay, last week I was able to fight Jikun with my 25-man group, right? And I'm telling you, this fight is a completely different fight on 25.
All right, guys, sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties, but Sal, you were telling us about Jikun on 25-man.
Okay, Jikun 25-man is a completely different fight. It is so much fun. Basically, you have your 2 tanks on the ground, taking the boss, right? And you have everybody else flying through the air, going from nest to nest and catching green stuff and getting your buffs, your DPS buff and your healing buff, and just zoom, 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 zoom. And it is fun. And if you're gun shy about doing the nests, just figure it out and do it. I'll tell you what, we spent about 3 hours doing something like 6 or 7 pulls. Okay, because it actually in charge of raid leading that night was the world famous Air. He took out a piece of paper and wrote down all our names on it. And it was like, okay, you and you and you, and then this healer should go with this group, and this one should go with this group, and you're going to here to there, and like, okay, everyone look at the nests, and yeah. And once we actually had the strat figured out, it took us 2 pulls.
Okay. That's not bad, man.
It wasn't that hard. Well, it's hard to wrap your head around it, but it's not hard to do once you understand it. And it's fun.
I know it was pretty fun in 10-man. I can't imagine 25 people running around that place.
My
besides LFR, but LFR is, it's a face roll, so.
Yeah. Oh, but you know what else is going on? Oh my gosh. Oh. There's a Texas meetup.
Okay.
I have pulled the trigger on a Dave and Buster's drinking fest.
So you're making this happen?
I'm making it happen. We've been talking about a Texas meetup for months.
Half the guild's like in Texas. Everybody I talked to was like, oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm Texas. Like everybody.
Well, let's see if half the guild shows up. But here's the problem. I don't know how to get the word out. I mean, let's talk to everyone here, right?
Yeah.
So
Twitter?
Everyone that can hear my voice right now, if you know guildies in Texas, please let them know. Go search the forums. Just go to the search bar in the forums. You can very easily search for DFW Meetup, Dallas-Fort Worth. DFW Meetup, okay. And you can find the thread. And we even have hotels listed on there. There's some cheap hotels right near the venue. And just in case people want to drink and stuff, absolutely bring your families. There are some 18-plus games, but it is August 24th. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
So
that's coming up, man. That's soon.
Everyone, that's soon. It's a few weeks. Yeah. So everyone with an earshot, please let all your Texas friends know, or anyone that wants to come in from Oklahoma or from Louisiana, come on by. We'd love to see you. But let us know you're coming. Go to the forum thing. What else? I'm cheating on you.
What's that all about? What's going on?
Okay, this Sunday I'm gonna be on Girls Gone WoW.
That's pretty cool.
It's a podcast.
I think I've heard you mention them before. Like, have you done it before, or is this your?
Oh, I've done it a couple of times.
So you've been cheating on me for a while now, is what you're saying?
Well, technically, I'm cheating on them because they had me first.
Okay. Hey. Hey.
I used to go on that podcast back when I was in Korea.
Okay. That's pretty cool. I'll have to check that episode out. That's the upcoming episode?
Yeah, I'm recording on Sunday for that one.
Awesome.
And Sil, she doesn't do any recording or anything. She just, editing. She just takes the audio and pops it on the iTunes, and you can get it usually on Sunday nights.
That's cool. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Girls Gone WoW.
Wow. It's not wild. Wow.
Different show. Hey, Sal, check it out, though. Now that we're on the... What's this I hear about you being engaged? What's the deal, man? Break it down. This is big news. I've been hearing some stuff, man. I'm like, how am I the last one to hear about this?
You know what? A certain hokey found out that I was in the beta test for a certain upcoming MMO.
Okay.
That I'm not supposed to talk about.
Oh, you got it like that, Sal?
And he said, I will literally marry you if you can get me into this game.
He said literally. Because, see, people overuse the word literally.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally dying here. You know what I mean? Like,
within earshot was Spencer. This was on Mumble, and Spencer immediately took to Twitter and let everyone know that her ceremony is going to happen at BlizzCon 2013.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
What he doesn't know is that beta access is non-transferable.
Oh. Don't tell him that. Well, he knows now.
We'll see.
That's pretty cool.
We'll see. So I guess we're going to talk. We're going to take it to our raid team spotlight now.
I am really excited about talking to this team.
Oh,
so this is
we've been wanting them on for a long time.
It's going to be cool. I'm really pumped up. I wish my voice wasn't so cruddy.
Oh, so we're going to talk to the Watermelon Initiative in our raid team spotlight.
Yes. Looking forward to that. All right. We'll see you guys there. Yo, we got Blazin in the house from the Watermelon Initiative, man. I can't tell you how pumped up I am to have you and your team on the show, dude. I am fired up, bro. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. Thanks a lot for having us, guys.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure, man. Like, you know, when I think back to the beginning of this guild, one of the first raid teams that sticks out on my mind is you guys. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's Twitter or what, but you guys have been there since the beginning, right? Like, you guys are one of the first teams.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. We were one of the first teams that came on to the guild.
Yeah, I remember like back in the early forum days when there was like 7 teams on the team pages forum, and Watermelon Initiative is right there on the top.
Yep.
So it's good to finally get you on.
It is.
Are you one of?
You got some characters in there, man. You got some real characters in that group, man. Like Twitter. You guys are active, bro. You guys are all about it, man. They got the Spanx. They got everybody in there, man.
Yeah, we got
Spanx is on there.
Spanx.
Yeah, man.
Spanx and Twitter is just
her husband's on there.
Spanx, there's Pandaria. Those two are just, my phone blows up with Twitter because of them.
That's awesome, man. So tell us about the team, man. Like, where are you guys at right now in progression?
We actually just killed Liaison last night. So
okay.
I actually knew that because it was because my phone blew up the Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah, we actually just killed Liaison last night. Would have had him down last week, but we just kept dying in phase 2. where
Yeah.
transition phase was just horrible for us.
The
So,
transition parts is what gets groups on that one for sure.
yeah, it was tough, but we got it.
Yeah.
So what do you guys plan to do now? You guys gonna go back and just farm the place, do some heroics? What's the
Well,
plan?
we've had to do some switching around on some characters to mid-max, help out the raid team a little more. So we're going to go back and farm out a couple of the bosses to get some people some trinkets and stuff over the next couple of weeks. And depending if 5.4 drops soon, then we'll go right into that. If not, we're going to start some heroics up.
That's awesome, man. Now you're leading this team, right? You've been leading this team?
Yep.
How long have you been raid leading? Is this like your first foray, or you've been doing this for a while?
I've been playing since vanilla.
Okay.
I started raid leading back in Wrath. I used to be hardcore 45, 50 hours a week raiding.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Whoa. No. So you're not doing that anymore, are you?
No,
That's
no.
serious,
we
bro.
got, I got a family now. I got kids, so a lot of time is limited. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been doing it for a while. I got my co-raid leaders that are helping me out a lot too. I got Darfang, who's my feral druid tank, and Spanx, who's the death priest, who pretty much comes side and side with everything. Spanx takes care of the healing aspect, healing assignments, all that stuff. Darfang does a great job of just explaining the fights prior to having to do anything. So
it's really good to have some lieutenants.
It is. It is.
Like
I don't think we could do anything without having those two, all kind of working together, meshing in. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. What's it like on your raid nights, man? Like, because I mean, I don't know a lot of the people on your team personally. I just know them from like Twitter and like the personalities and stuff. But it seems like you guys are hyped, dude. Like, what's it like, man? Like a raid night? Is it kind of mellow, kind of low key, or are you guys just busting, or what? Give me a little insight.
I would love to just kind of record it one night and just put it out there for everybody to listen to. But it's fun. It's fun. I mean, we got Spanx, who keeps everything interesting. We got Darfang, who's just kind of like me, just straight shooting, wants to go.
Yeah.
And everybody else is kind of chilling and mellow. They're all just meshing along great. So it's interesting.
Interesting. That's fantastic, man. So what about loot, man? What are you guys doing for loot? What's your loot rules? You guys have anything special going on? Or you like everyone else, just main spec, off spec stuff?
Right now, we just do a simple SK list that we have. Most of the loot in there, except for like Agi leather gear, is pretty much and caster gear. Sorry, is non-SK, it automatically goes to the person. But when it comes to like trinkets or tier pieces and stuff, we use the SK list. Whoever's on top gets it. And sometimes they'll pass depending if they'll help the other person with their 4-piece set or whatnot. But everybody's pretty chill about it.
Okay, you know what? You're actually, I think, the first or second team to tell us that you're doing anything other than main spec, off spec. So do you have like a solid 10 people who are there every week that you're able to use a system like that?
Well, it's been kind of tough. We've had to have people come in. We've had to ask people to leave. But I believe now we have, in the past 2 weeks, we've actually had a solid group where everybody is there every night.
Nice.
So it's working out great. And, we usually, if we have to pug somebody, we'll put them on that SK list with us. We'll just give them a random roll and put them on the SK list at a random rate. And we'll always keep them on there in case they raid with us again, to be fair and even with it.
That was going to be my next question. So what do you do about pugs?
Pugs, we usually, we explain the loot rules to them before they come in. Most of the stuff that we bring pugs into, we already have on farm. So it's not, we're not needing the gear as much. So we, if they're cool with being on the SK list, then we keep them on the SK list, and they'll just move up or down depending on, if they get loot or not.
Sure.
And if they're not, then we just pre-roll it, We can't, beggars can't be choosers. If we need people, we can't.
Yeah. Well, without the pug, you can't do the run. So.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if we've had to pug Air.
You've taken our Air?
Well, I did try to get him before you got him, but our rate times didn't work for him, unfortunately. So, Um,
Now talking about raid time, like I know like Spanx and her husband, those guys are out in Australia. So when do you guys what is your raid time? Like how do you guys work
we
that
actually raid midnight server, which transfers over to be like 5 o'clock for them in the afternoon. It's for most of us, it's like 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning.
What?
Yeah.
That's when you
Yep.
raid?
I raid. For me, it's 3 o'clock.
Wow. When do you sleep?
Usually after that, raid nights are 3 nights a week, so I sleep from then until like 10, 11 o'clock.
Okay,
I work
okay,
right
so you can
before
get
that,
okay.
so most of us actually do. So it kind of works out great.
Oh,
Okay, okay.
okay.
Oh.
I was gonna say, man, you just took hardcore to the next level.
Yeah, yeah,
But you have a different kind of work
Sleep,
schedule.
what's that? Yeah, so it works out.
It's a very odd schedule.
Wow. Okay. Now, 5.4, man. What's the plan? Like, what are you guys gonna do? Some flex action? Are you guys gonna go stay normal? What's your plan? Or do you guys even have a plan at this point?
Well, we still have to kind of talk about it. I still have to talk to Spanx and Darfing about it. But the way I see it is, I want everybody, depending on the research we do, I want to see how difficult the first beginning fights are going to be. If I see that we're at an adequate gear for 5.4, then we'll go in headstrong and try to push those regulars in, and maybe see if we can set up a day to do flex rating once a week. Extend another day, maybe at like a Monday or something, and go it from there.
Flex rating. That's a whole different can of beans when that happens.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you-
actually. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You go ahead.
I'm actually psyched about it because I like LFR, was a great tool, but I think flex rating is going to be so much more beneficial to everybody.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to do flex rating with your team?
Again, I mean, it really depends on what we're gonna do for gear. I mean, obviously, if we need to farm out gear for some people because we're stuck at a certain boss, then yeah, we're gonna have to go back, get a couple of pieces. If that means going into flex rating, we'll have to do that. But the goal is to just hit 5.4 and just head right into Siege of Orgrimmar.
Right.
And if we gotta do it, we gotta do it.
Well,
Now with all the, I'm sorry.
I'm just thinking,
No?
with a flex, all these 10-man teams, now you have the opportunity to bring in even more people.
You're gonna have teams kind of combining too.
I think
Like
so.
you find a team that you're used to playing, that you're used to kind of playing with those guys or those girls or whatever. You kind of hook it up, just kind of blend them together, and you got a solid 20.
And
right
I
there.
wonder if that's going to create new 25-mans. I don't know. That's a whole that's a roundtable topic.
Possibly. I mean, it's a great start. I've always done 25 mans in the past, but it's difficult to find 25 people that are all in the same mindset of saying, okay, we are actually going to go through with this. We're going to go
And
it.
raid at the same time.
Yeah, that's also true. With flex rating, it gives you that. Okay, well, they're ready to raid. They're ready to do this. They might not have the same mentality of, okay, we need to push far and hard. But it's a great way to start building the 25 man back up again, in my opinion.
I'm really lucky to be
Nice, yeah.
on a pretty decent 25-man team, and
Yes.
it's hard. It's definitely Copperbolt does a really good job, amazing job putting everyone together every week. But flex rating, I'm excited about it. I'm going to be able to raid with people I've never raided with before, and not worry about lockouts.
Yeah. Well, it's a good part. The best part about it is, obviously switching from other servers back to here. I've left, and I'm sure everybody has left other friends behind on other servers.
Yes.
And just to be able to do that cross-realm would be much nicer. Just because, you like people from my old raid teams that I can't raid with at those times anymore, I could still do the
still do
flex rating
flex
with
raids.
them. So
I think it's going to be interesting. I hope it's amazing. I hope it's insanely successful and they keep it.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about your team. Who else is on the team?
Well, we got Darfang, who's our tank. We got Faith, who's our Restore Druid. We have Jayla, who's our Holy Paladin. We have Spanx, who's our Disc Priest. We have Panda, who's our Windwalker Monk.
Yeah.
Half Amazing, who's our Pharaoh Druid.
It's a great name.
Yeah. He was, for a while, we're thinking about getting him to go on a DK, so we were trying to find a name for that would go with Half Amazing as a DK. I recommended Half a Tank, but
I have a tank.
That's awesome.
Then we have Fan, aka Shartail, who's our elemental shaman. We have Nerwind, who's our shadow priest, and then we got Shadow Maggot, also known as Maggot Beast in the guild. Who,
Shadow Maggot.
yes, this guy is all about locks. Has nothing else but locks. That's it. That's it.
Has only locks?
But I mean, he's got like other lower tunes, but right now he raids on 2 teams, us being one of them, and both teams he raids on a warlock.
Wow, so he's serious, man.
He doesn't. We usually have. I've always played a mage.
Yeah.
And so, my opinion is warlocks are just want to be mages, and so we always kind of kind of just go at it. But
that's awesome. So what kind of leader are you, man? Are you kind of like when the lights are on, man, and it's time to play, it's time to do some damage, man? Are you kind of like, let's do this, kind of serious, or you more like kind of chill, laid back? Like, how do you do it, man? What's your thing?
I'm kind of I like to be the one that is headstrong. All right, let's go push hard. During progression, especially, just pay attention to what we're doing. Joking aside, everything else after raid. But that doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. I also like to. I'm a big goofball, so I always like to just do goofy things, or some goofy thing will be said and mumble, and I'll just feed off of it, and it starts the whole thing. Then Darfang will start yelling at us and say, "Get in shape." So
so it's Darfang that snaps the whip.
For the most part, yeah.
That's good to know. I'm writing that down.
You gotta have some funny stories, man. Like, give us a story or two, man. Like those, you got a bunch of characters in there, man. You gotta have something that's happened that you can think of.
So Darfang, he's our tank, and we always make fun of him because when he says, "Okay, I'm gonna go get a soda," that's either means he's actually gonna go get a soda, or he's actually gonna go sleep in the middle of raid.
What do you mean, like go to bed, like under the sheets, sleep, or like?
We usually take a break at like 1:00 server, and so he'll be like, "All right, I'm gonna go get a soda pop," and 5 break time's over. 5 minutes later, I'm like calling him, dead sleep.
What?
Dead sleep. He'll fall asleep at the keyboard. Oh
man,
that happens.
It does. It used to happen to me a lot too. Let's see. I recently started playing my prop pally, so I've been going the haste build, and I'm always about haste. So anything I say, the comeback. Anybody on the team is always, you got to stack that haste. So, I guess you could say I'm a haste whore.
Oh, okay.
I'm still thinking about dude falling asleep in the middle of the raid.
I'm telling you, I know 3 members of my raid team who have done this. One of them I'm not supposed to say.
But see, how do you fall asleep? Like, do you say, "Okay, guys, before this pull, I'm gonna rest my head on my keyboard," and then, you don't just like fall asleep. So you have to like kind of like go to sleep.
Pretty much. During our Lei Shen kill, not our Lei Shen kill, during the we wiped on him last Wednesday at like 5%, and
oh man,
we're like, "Oh no, come on, we could have had it." And Darfan wakes up and is like, what's going on?" He's like, "I just..."
Oh no, at 5%, one of your... Oh man.
Yeah, so but
he's the one that cracks the whip, and he's the one falling asleep.
Yeah,
he cracks it when he's awake.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, he's...
Right
can't blame him. The guy works full-time, oh, okay.
Sorry, no, that's my phone cover. I'm tweeting.
Oh, I thought you were actually playing Nintendo.
No.
She's like, yeah,
It's an iPhone case. It's genius. I'm sorry.
Oh. That is pretty sweet. Oh man, that's crazy, man. You gotta, So this is not one of those guys who can probably sleep into like 11, like you do. He actually goes to like a job at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, he does.
Like
he works. He's hard. He works hard.
Oh man,
dude,
wow.
No way.
That's. Yeah. I tried something like that, man. Back in the day when I first got into raiding. There was like a really awesome guild on the server I was on, But they started raiding at midnight my time. So my buddy and I were like, dude, let's get on that team. Let's raid. I want to raid so bad. Just take us. We want to play, you know? And we did that for a couple weeks, man. That midnight to like 3 in the morning kind of thing. That's unsustainable, dude.
Well, if you have if you have a 9-to-5 job, that's unsustainable.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I need sleep. Well, you got any shout outs, man, for your team? You want to
give
a shout out to anybody in the game?
I want to give a shout out to Watermelon Initiative. Great job, guys. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's pugged for us. Urax, Air, Majin. I mean, too many people to go off, but appreciate everything you guys have done. And one last thing, and they'll kill me if I don't say about this, but attenuation. I am always die on it.
You die on attenuation?
Always die. While I play a mage, not a tank. While I play a mage.
Ice block, man.
It only works 1 out of every 3. Figured. But, yeah, I always die on that. Even I try to DPS while I'm moving, and that's not a good combo.
So they got a res reserved for your death. And they don't res you till after attenuation's over.
Pretty much it. Sometimes we'll go till phase 3. And at phase 3, they'll res me.
Wow.
You don't have to deal with it anymore.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Well, the healers at that point know to keep, like, at that time we had Arresto Shaman raiding with us, and he would always keep his Earth Shield on me to make sure I lived through it. Or Pally Pup.
Whatever it takes, man. Just keep the mage alive. Well, do you guys have a shaman? Are you the Luster?
No, we don't actually have a shaman. Well, we do actually have a shaman. We have Fan, who's Ellie shaman, Bresto Outspec.
Okay.
But he used to tank back then on his Warrior Shartiel. So.
Oh, so they needed you alive.
Yeah.
We need that lust.
Yeah. So.
That's a funny story.
I had to make sure. I was told I had to make sure I mentioned that. So
that's all right, man. Listen, everybody's got a weak spot, man.
Yeah. You know?
Everybody's got that boss, man. That just kind of owns them.
Okay, guys, stop. What boss we talking about? It's Heart of Fear, right?
Yeah. Not Windlord, is it?
What was attenuation?
It's the first one. It's the first boss in there. Don't ask me the names, man. Those names are all weird in there, too.
I just remember it's a bug.
Yeah.
It's the boss with the three platforms.
Yeah.
You got the attenuation on this one. You got the mind control thing on this one. The first one, he's got the little bubble thing you have to get under.
Yeah.
And that last phase, you go into the middle.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Attenuation is
you gotta kind of wait.
With a little swirly thing.
The spur. Yeah, you gotta wait.
You have
to
like go through, like either go left or go right. Yeah. And DPM marks it clearly the direction you should go, so no one should ever die.
And the openings are like huge. Like nobody really should ever die there.
Problem is, it would say go left. I would go right.
Oh man, the other left.
So,
but didn't say left or right. It gave you the arrow.
Yeah, but I would go the opposite way. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader.
I'm just messing.
That's right. He's carving his own path. He's making his own way.
I'm gonna make it work that way for me.
Well, listen, man, it's been good having you on, man. Like, you guys have something good going there. You guys are 12 of 12. You guys are one of the original teams, so you guys definitely have a good thing going, man, and it's good to catch up. It's definitely good to catch up.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much for having me on.
Tell your team that we said hi.
I will.
And hopefully, man, maybe we can do something at some point, man, and do some flex stuff with you guys. Well, no, actually, I'm lying. I'm never going to be up at 3 in the morning. I probably will never. I just saw. I think I've only seen Spanx in game like once or twice ever. That Australia time.
It is.
Spanx is always on Twitter.
Yeah. You'll never miss her off there.
Are you on Twitter, man?
I am. I have the team's Twitter, which is watermelon _
Oh, you are
CTR.
Watermelon.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you are Watermelon.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Good deal.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me very
Definitely
much.
see you in game.
All right.
Thanks a lot, man. Good luck to you
Thank
guys.
you.
All right, man. Later.
Hey guys. Looks like it's been a little bit of a slower week in our rating teams. I hope the summer boss isn't getting anyone too bad. The only major announcement is we have a town hall Sunday night. That's an 8 server. Be there or be square, because I'm gonna be there and I don't want to be square. So I expect to see you there. Starting us off, Team Chaos made some serious progression recently, and I mean some serious progression. They kicked some Turtle Shell and down Tordos, then they moved out to Bagheera and sliced up some heads to knock her out too, and then later in the week, they moved down to G-Kun, ruffled her feathers, and made her submit to defeat. Team Chaos is now working on Louu. I expect to see another 3 progression bosses from you guys next time I record. Big Truffle in Little China is 11 by 12 by the time that we air this, so hopefully they'll be 12 by 12 by the time it goes live. Good job, you guys. I know it's getting tough. Workaholics, one of our newest 10-mans. They're 3 weeks old, and they have been in TOT to get 3 of 12, so good job there, guys. I hope to see more from you. Rolling Thunder did its math correctly and downed Dark Animus, and that makes them now 9 of 12. Get Off My Lawn is 12 of 12. Good job to you guys there. I want some heroics very soon. Wrathian Chronicles is now 4 of 13 heroic with Heroic Tortoise on the menu for next week. Shout out to their awesome raid team coming together and having fun doing progression. And having fun doing progression is not easy. Savage Cherry Tomatoes is still 2 of 12. They're heading back in for some practice on Council. The casuals are now 5 of 12 heroic, downing twin consorts in the worst way possible with only a tank, DPS, and a healer left alive. Hey, a kill's a kill, right? Slowdown Raiders are now 2 of 13 after plucking G-Kun with a mage sacrifice. Shout out to Chef who bailed out and left Pudkit to die alone and carrying him all the way. Well, you really don't need mages. They don't do anything, right? Fight Club is now 1 of 3 heroic. I would like to thank the subs that helped them out recently. That's Castro and Narwella. Sorry if I say your name wrong. 9 to Midnight did heroic MSV 25-man Thursday for the first time on heroic or 25-man. They did get 3 of 6 down in one night, so that's really nice, you guys. Good job. And then with their Friday run, they went into TOT for the first time 25-man. And 3 of 12, 2-shot Horden, and 2-shot Council. Wow, awesome. Exalted with Repair Bots had a great night of raiding. They downed 3 progression bosses and got in some great pulls on Old Lightning Hands himself. Ooh, I like that. They're now 11 of 12 and will be killing Lei Shen next weekend. Shout out to Majida, I don't know. I'm sorry. And Excellence for subbing for them this week. Project Failsauce has done Heroic Jin Rock, and that makes them now 1 of 12 heroic. Next up, Heroic G-Kun, but most likely they'll be facing the August attendance boss. And then from Twitter, we had congrats to the Pawnees raid team for downing Horadon. So feel free to mention any shoutouts on Twitter too, you guys. I do take them from there as well as in the thread. That's all I have for this week. Keep up the good work, guys. Hopefully the summer boss is coming to an end and that there is no such thing as the August boss. Knock on wood. I don't have any wood. Sorry. Until next time, keep up the good work, guys. See you soon.
What's up, CTR? It's your old pal Sushi here, coming to you with your Aerie Peak economy report for pre-patch 5.4, The Siege of Orgrimmar. I wanted to talk to you guys today about preparing yourselves, your raid teams, and our guild for the new raid. We have seen enchanting mats drop to all-time low prices. We're talking spirit dust for 2 gold, mysterious essence for 8 gold, and cheap ethereal shards all across the board. What I'm doing and what I'm suggesting my fellow guildmates do is go ahead and stock up on some of these items. We can create them into popular enchanting scrolls to consolidate the room in our bags, which is always limited, and go ahead and get these things made now so that we'll have them in 5.4. With a guild this size, with 70 plus raid teams now, it is going to take a ton of enchants to get Garrosh down. So why not do it at a third or half the price as it's going to be in 5.4? The one thing I think you guys should be a little careful on is the Shaw crystals. Originally, Blizzard was going to make the new craftable PvP stuff disenchantable into Shaw crystals. Now it's looking like that's going to be rare quality items, guys. So be a little bit careful there. However, if you're a risk taker and you have the gold to spare, there could be big money to be made in Shaw crystals, depending on how popular the scalable enchants are for leveling as opposed to vanilla and BC and Kata enchants. So keep your eyes on these markets, guys. Stockpile where you can. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter. It's @SushiCTR. And remember, guys, whether it's leveling, raiding, or gold making, community, teamwork, and respect. Take care now.
All right, guys, we're back, man. What an interview, man, that was with Blazin, man. That was good stuff. Watermelon
That was
Initiative,
good.
man. Those guys, hardcore. Thanks for coming on, bro. And also, thank you to Louu for the Raid Team Spotlight. So we're going to keep rolling. We're going to wrap up the show here. So, Sal, what's up, man? Break it down.
I have a few announcements. Okay. First of all, friend of the show, Remedies, is now the guild banker. She's moving up, right? Okay. And the guild town hall meeting, there's another meeting. It's happening this Sunday at 8 p.m. server. You can show up and mumble, listen up to the meeting, or you can watch it. The video will be on converttoraid.com. All
right. And I have a Survivor update. Now,
oh my goodness!
Well, no, check it. No, come on, Sal. Now check it out, right? I've been real busy with stuff, so I haven't done as much as I would have liked to by now. But I did speak to a friend of mine. He works in an attorney's office. He's gonna kind of get the lowdown for the legal stuff, liability and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The island, we can get the island to ourselves. I know that for a fact. What I don't know, is what all we can do there and can't do. So I got to talk to those people about permits and all that kind of stuff. So there is a little something going on. I'm still working on it. And really what I want to do is I want to just see if it's possible. I want to get as much information as I can and see if it's something that we can make happen. And if we can't do it, but I'm at least going to put some effort into it and see what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounds crazy, man, but it's not that deep, man. It could be done. Okay. So for everybody who did email and has been in contact with us,
emails,
we got some emails and stuff on the forum. Keep the emails coming if you're interested, and I will keep you guys updated. I will not have an update every converted, but as I do have updates, I will let you guys know. So that's what's up with that. So thanks again, guys, for responding. And that's not dead yet, man. Sal, don't let Sal dissuade you. But anyway, we've had an astounding response from our raid teams, man. We're booked out until December. So thanks for emailing us, guys. We're booked out for a while. So if you still want to get on the show, still email. And we'll get you in there because, time's going to go by no matter what. So I think Watermelon Initiative, they were booked for a while. And so it's, just
they were booked for a long time.
Yeah, man, just book in and we'll get you on the show eventually. So
okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, wow, we made one announcement and then tons and tons of emails. It was awesome. Thank you guys for letting us know. Definitely. But now it's time for Belschnickel's favorite part, the converted shout-outs.
Yes.
Okay. We get shout-outs from our Twitter. So if you ever want to shout out to someone for any reason whatsoever, let us know. Just tweet us. Okay, you get the first one.
Here it is. The awesome Binky. Shout out Binky. Shout out UF Good for spending 8+ hours on Greenfire Quest. He wouldn't quit until he got it with 492 eye level. Woohoo. I should probably do a little bit of woohoo. Yeah, that's better.
Okay, Blaze says, shout out to the entire guild for answering her monk questions in G-Chat without any attitude. You all rock. And also, Naz, just hit the button. I have a joke. Next.
All right, we got Zagnut. Shout out to my future friends, Spanx and Pandary. I'm not even saying that right. Pandarier for not driving each other crazy for a whole year. Happy anniversary. That's awesome.
Happy anniversary.
And also a shout out to Lumpin for the best retribution guide available in 120 characters. That's not bad.
That's all it takes, really.
Also a shout out to Gnome Means Gnome for breaking down the walls of gnomism, one cute little gnome at a time.
That's awesome. I love the Gnome Means Gnome.
Gnome Means Gnomes. That's actually really cool.
Okay, Marker, whom we're going to talk to in the roundtable, says, shout out to Stack for Pound raid team for downing heroic Jikun on the 4th attempt.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really cool. We got Navox from the guild. Shout out to @CTR Copper and @SummerSal for organizing the Tuesday Tot LFRs. It's far less chaotic than running with randoms.
Oh, thank you. TJ Spank says, shout out to @Skadoo. I don't know names. Okay, for putting up with being married to me for a whole year.
That's awesome.
Aw, and to the Watermelon Initiative, whom we spoke to today, for Lei Shen.
We have Rhett. Shout out to Lei Shen for downing the Muscle Sprouts raid team. Way to go, big guy. Wait, am I doing this right? I was like, am I reading? Is that a typo? That's awesome, dude. Also, we got Isaac from the guild. Big shout out to Rhett for giving me a Heart of the Aspects. Best looking mount in the game, and it's all mine. That's pretty sweet.
Okay, gosh. Wow. Okay, now I want to shout out to Exclavier. He's been really awesome with helping put together the Texas meetup. He's the one that really nudged me to actually pull the trigger on the date and get the Texas meetup going for August 24th. So thanks a lot. And then I have a very special shout out to Mi Amor Loco.
Whoa.
Hoki para todos.
Yo, you're breaking the Spanish out, Sal. I'm feeling that. Yeah. All right, I want to give a shout out to my raid team, man. Like, and you know, we talk about them at the beginning of the show and stuff, but those guys, like, one of the best parts of my week is raiding with the guys. You know, on Wednesday night, we sit down, we do stuff. So I love you guys. I'm having a blast, and we're getting stuff down. So, you know, mad love, and big shout out to the For the Win raid team. And also, I want to shout out to everybody who responded about the Survivor thing and has been active and helped me out. We're going to need, if this is going to happen, I'm going to need a lot of people, obviously, you know, help me out. So thanks, and good shout out for you guys for helping me out and responding. So,
awesome.
Sal, hook up some iTunes reviews.
I have an iTunes review from Wrist. He says, "Keep up the good show from your favorite mystery weaver, Wrist."
Nice.
And then you came up with a ton of YouTube
a lot of
comments.
YouTube comments. I'm going to read them really quick. We got Exagnut. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. Exagnut?
Yeah.
He
Exagnut.
said, quote, "I can get a hold of an island priceless." That was from last week. Sushi said, "I will find you and I will tickle you. Great show this week, guys." This is about last week. So Sushi, thanks for the YouTube shout out. Zachary Polak said, "Survivor is an epic idea." Rikun says, "Love the show. Great job every time." H Chili, "Such a good show this week. CTR Survivor. I know my tune is topped out on our cooking skill, but I never make it past a cooking challenge in real life. I could just see it. Cinnamon voted off for giving everyone food poisoning. Ugh." That's awesome. Rah Rinny says, "Great show, guys. Also, since the podcast was recorded, Fight Club has downed Lei Shin. Congrats to my fellow team members."
Nice.
Sweet. We got one here, too, from Spreaddemption, ZZ. And it says, "Hey, guys, I know the World of Warcraft subbase is currently declining, but when the guild started forming, I quickly transferred an alt level 78 monk named Krinth over, but no one was looking to level with me, QQ. If I was inclined to repay my subscription fee, is the guild community much bigger with people doing various things? I used to be a raid leader over on Fenaris US server. Basically, what is it with this community that could bring me back to the game? Hope you guys get back to me." So apparently we have to respond to her, so we can kind of talk about that after, her or him. I'm a little bit confused for a second, but we'll figure out what's going on and respond. We have one from Devlin, says, "Hilarious show, Bell and Sal. Had me laughing so hard. I'm in for Survivor California. I can get an island too. It's called Catalina. And Sal, it has hotels." Boom. Seeth Kessler says, "Bell, I am as big of a Survivor fan as Cochran, but I never see myself getting onto Survivor. If you give me a few months heads up, I will be on that Florida island. I will also give all of my time to help in any way and get this thing going. Going to more think through your message and respond to that email like you said." So that's cool. Thanks a lot, Seth. Appreciate that, man. Dance DJ 2K2 says, "Another good show, guys. By the way, you can find me in CTR Nalik as Svensson." I like saying that Svensson. Has like a little,
Svensson.
Little version. Okay, whatever. "I think a good suggestion for the show would be for you guys to have your own in-game event." So that's something we've talked about, Sal. Who knows? One day we'll do a little converted event.
Who knows? This is totally doable.
It's happening. It's happening. And the last one is from Wow Remedies. Just want you to know, I'd love to help host, finance, participate, and/or compete in the CTR Survivor. Hands down, count me in. Another believer, Remedies. So thank you for that. And that's it for YouTube comments. So don't be afraid to leave those guys. We appreciate them all. We read them all. Sometimes we don't get back to them, but we definitely do check them all out. So thanks for that.
Definitely. Oh gosh, thank you. And you know what? That about wraps us all up. Look for us at convertedpodcast.com for archived shows and links to the forums.
And you can follow us on Twitter at converted_CTR. That's for the show. You can follow me at Belschnickel_CTR. And Sal, where can they follow you?
I'm at summer_Sal. And we loved hearing from you in game, so be sure to whisper us if you want to. And be sure to tune in next time for our interview with Raytheon Chronicles. Wait a minute. The raid leader is someone we've talked to before, I think. Can you...
Now, could that have been the origin of the Tickle Tickle? Who was that? I don't remember who that was when we kind of started the whole Tickle Nation.
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the Solar Flare.
Yes, a little solar action in the house. I'm looking forward to that.
Talking about his raid team. Awesome.
I'm pumped about that. But check it out, guys. Next show is going to be a little bit off schedule. I'm going on vacation in a week. I'm going to be gone for 1 week. I'm going to Mexico. You know, so I'm gonna be gone, and then we're gonna record next. Instead of recording 2 weeks from today, Thursday, we're gonna record on that Monday following. So it might be off for 1 week, but we're gonna get back on our normal schedule after that. So
It's really just a few days off.
yeah, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. But there won't be a show for that weekend. It'll come out a little bit after, but we'll.
It's gonna come out like 3 days late.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
It'll be cool. So before we get you guys into the converted roundtable, because that's going to be at the end of the show, and if you guys want to get on the roundtable, just hit us up. Email us at convertedpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter, and let us know. Man. We want to get you guys involved and get as many of you guys on the show as possible. So make it happen.
We would love to know your ideas for topics. This week's topic was a really good one that was tweeted at us.
Yeah.
So let us know your ideas for topics for Converted Roundtable, and we will probably use them.
So definitely get a hold of us. I got one more thing before we leave. Hey, Sal,
What's
check
that?
this out. I want you to do something for me. I want you to put your hands up like this.
Like this?
Yeah.
Like
Put them a little higher so we can see it. And I want you to take your fingers and kind of go like this. Hashtag Tickle Nation.
No!
Okay? That's it, man. You're the first person to ever see that.
tricked me.
That's right. That's right. You're part of the group, man. So, anyway,
No!
you feel dirty, don't you? You feel dirty. That's awesome. Well, hey guys, thanks for watching. We love you guys. We'll see you guys in 2.25 weeks. But that's it for me and Sal for tonight. I think I'm done. Are we done?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done. All right, guys. So we'll see you guys then. Make sure you listen to the roundtable. It was really good this week. So you guys are gonna really enjoy it. And if you want to watch it, you can watch it on YouTube. If you want to just hear it, you can hear it, obviously.
You can go watch the YouTube video for sure.
It's a separate file, separate from the show. It's going to have its own dedicated roundtable thing. So that's it. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
It looks like we're on the air. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Convert to Raid Guild Roundtable. Today we've got a very controversial topic. Now that flex raids are in, should there still be nerfs? Haha! Now, we've got lots of people I pulled from Twitter to come argue with each other about whether or not regular raids should be nerfs, and we're going to start, let's just introduce ourselves. Let's start left to right. We got Belschnickles here. We're going to skip him. We're going to go into Boon. Hello, Boon.
What's up, guys? I'm Boon. I raid with the South Senate. I heal either on my Resto Shaman or Resto Druid.
What? Okay. And then Internet Extraordinaire Daikatsu.
Hi, my name's Daikatsu. I'm a healer with Rolling Thunder for CTR and one of the co-hosts of Monk Meditation.
Awesome. And then Elemental Chamois Marker.
Hey, I'm Marker, and I raid with Stack for Pound in the CTR Guild, and of course, Buff Shaman.
Buff Shamans. And then all the way from the UK, we've got Nick Sleeper, a.k.a. Kugo.
How's it going? Kugo here, prop warrior in Sha. Also the leader of Omega, which is going to be a flex team 5-4.
Yes.
So, just to get things going already here.
Oh, no. Guys, everyone should know that Kugo is coming from the UK, so what time is it over there right now?
I should have put it right up on my screen somewhere, right over here. It is 1:48 a.m. right now, where I'm at, but I'm excited to be here. I'm glad that I could finally catch a show and come talk wild with you guys.
Well, thanks for coming and staying up so late. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with, so yesterday, or a couple days ago, I tweeted out, I said, we need topics for our CTR roundtable, and I got some good stuff. I have several good things. Blaze hit me up, Jay hit me up, lots of stuff, but then Boon sends me this tweet. It seemed kind of angry, and Boon, can you please tell me what you tweeted me?
Well, okay, so I guess the main subject of my tweet would be whether people want normals to be nerfed in the future, whether it's the current content that we're in right now, Throne of Thunder, if they want that to be nerfed once Flex is out, or even how the normals, like normal Siege of Orgrimmar, how people want that to be tuned in respects to difficulty of current content. So I personally think that the normal should stay hard, especially with the Flex coming out, because the Flex is going to be giving lots of people gear, especially if you can do Flex and LFR. And it's going to be tough for the people who are doing just normals now to step into normal Siege of Orgrimmar without doing Flex and LFR.
Okay, Boon, you know what? I'm calling BS on you because I am looking for your tweet. your tweet that you sent us yesterday or 2 days ago was not as diplomatic as that.
His tweet was a little more inflammatory. Is that what you're saying, Sal?
Yes, that's why I chose it. It was something like, I can't even find it. It was something like, raid should not be nerfed!
All caps?
Now the flex rating is here!
Well,
it should not be nerfed. No more nerfs.
What do you think, Daikatsu, man? What's up, man? Let's get you talking, man. What do you think? What do you think of what Boon said? Because obviously he was very angry when he made that point.
And I will say up front that I don't necessarily agree with Boon for two reasons. One, the number one thing that Blizzard has to keep in mind is that normal right now is the perceived normal, which means that if you're forcing people to go down to flex, you're essentially forcing people to go down to the minor leagues so that they have a chance at playing, pro ball again. If we can get rid of this idea of normal being something, and maybe they just need to rename normal to something else. Flex becomes normal becomes something else, heroic stays heroic. Then maybe we can start with the idea of you start at flex, you progress through that, you go to normal, you progress through that, you go to heroic. The other thing is that people are going to play what's fun for them, whether it's flex, normal, or heroic, and some people want to bang their heads on a normal or heroic boss for 7 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you notice, too, that whenever something's nerfed, people never turn it off? Like, when something gets nerfed, you have the option a lot of times to change it and turn it off, but no one ever does. Once something's nerfed, you take the nerf, and you're right with it,
So we had Daikatsu, you said you don't necessarily agree with Boon, but I believe, who was it? Or did you say, yes, you did?
No, I don't agree with Boon.
No, agree. Marker, you tweeted loudly and said, I agree with Boon!
I did.
What's going on there?
Boon power.
Well, I think that raids don't need to be nerfed anymore, and because with flex rating coming out, you have this higher item level available to you, and because it's a closer level than maybe LFR was in the previous tiers, you're going to have more of an advantage, especially in the previous tier. If you're still working on Throne of Thunder, you don't need a nerf there with LFR coming out with a 528 item level, flex being at a 540 item level. Your item level is going to naturally go up, and player power is going to increase. So that's going to be a buff, and I don't think you necessarily need the nerf there.
Okay, Nick, as someone who has stated you will have a flex team, how do you feel about this?
Well, to be honest, the game has changed a lot over the last couple of years. Even to go beyond LFR, to go beyond normal, hard difficulties, rating as a whole entire thing, it used to be a lot more prestigious than it is now. Now we've got tons of gates, tons of tiers for people to move towards, and then obviously we're talking about now the normals get nerfed, so then it's easier to get to the next stage. If you had asked me about this topic maybe back in Kata or even Wrath of the Lich King, my answer would I'd probably be a lot more passionate, but obviously Blizzard has started to change and adapt and realize, hey, we're no longer targeting and catering to the 5% of players who are active raiders. Now with LFR and nerfing normals and doing all these different things, they can now bring 10%, 15% of players in to experience all this content. They're no longer sort of molding the end game around this small group of people, so obviously they're going to continue to come up with ways to get more people involved. So along with the fact that it's one of those situations where the times are changing and you kind of just have to roll with them and have fun, and a combination of that, and to be honest, me not having a ton of time to organize a solid group of 10 people every single week, and to make sure that all 10 of those people can make every single week, I think flex rating is going to be a huge thing. To be honest, I'm not even sure if I will run normals come 5.4 because the flex rating appeals to me a bit more, and I know a lot of players are going to say, you know what, if we're able to, we're going to do LFR, we're going to do flex, and we're also going to try to do to do normals to maximize all this, but I think I'm finding myself out of that group of players and into the, hey, I'm going to go in and experience it and have fun.
Did you just say you're not going to do regular raiding because of Flex? Did everyone here just hear that?
Yes, I will probably just run my Flex team to see the content and to have fun with my 12 to 25 buddies that I can round up at the times that I can raid, because obviously being in the UK and having a US account, you sort of get to pick from a little bit lesser selection of people who are online, because I can only raid quite early on in the evening US times. So being able to say, hey, invites are going out to 20 people, and if 12 people can come, then we can still raid. We can still do it, and then it'll adjust difficulty. I'd be able to see the content. But like I said, I've changed myself as a raider over the years, so my opinion has too.
Okay, well, the topic isn't the pros and cons of Flex rating today. So we could definitely talk about that another time. Now let's go through. We're all active raiders, aren't we? Nick, except for Nick.
Right.
Nick, are you on a team or not?
Here's the thing: is I had a team. Team Omega was a 10-man normal team, and we ran for about I think we ran for 4 weeks. We actually did really well. We got about 6 out of 12, and then what happened is I moved down here to London. I came back, and everybody left. Everybody left me on the team. So the team a couple people broke off, found other teams, and got a little bit sort of impatient and sent me messages and said, hey, look, really sorry, but we're just kind of getting purple fever. We have to try to find some stuff to get together before 5-4, which is okay, which has kind of led me to get ready and prepped for 5-4 to start the Flex, but we did okay.
I got a question.
But everyone else here is on regular raid teams.
Sal, I got a question for Booning and for Marker, though, because what do you guys say? I mean, we're in a mega guild now, so finding people to raid with is easy. But what do you say to those teams? If you think back to before, I know myself personally, back on the guild I was at, for the small guilds, everybody who plays this game is like a completionist. You know, you want to get through the content before you move on to the next one. Now, I know the stuff that's going to come out, the Flex rating is going to have a higher level than normal. But do you think anybody's actually going to go to Flex, farm Flex, and then come back to do normal tots to then go forward and then do 5.4 stuff? Like my perception is Blizzard is trying to make sure that people you want to feel like you get through the stuff. So let's say 5.4 comes out and you're stuck under Rumu and your team can't get past it for whatever reason, DPS or whatever, or even just time. Like some teams, if you raid 3 nights a week, you're going to clear the content a lot faster. But for those teams that only raid 1 night a week, when you nerf something, you allow them to actually get through that, finish that content, and kind of progress. Everybody wants to feel like they're progressing through the game. So what do you say to those teams that don't have the time or just don't, are stuck, and then are going to continue to be stuck or never really progress unless they want to go and just kind of abandon that previous content? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The main thing that I don't see a problem with the fact that there's going to be new gear coming out that's better and it's going to enable teams to get through stuff that they couldn't before. But the whole number crunching and damage reduction that they're planning to do with Throne of Thunder, I don't think is necessary, especially with the item levels that are going to be dropping in LFR, the new LFR.
But see, you're thinking just gear. Like, what about, because, gear aside, like, definitely the gear that's going to come out, but what about the people that are like, you know what, I don't even care about the gear, I just want to finish. Like, I remember I just wanted to kill, like Deathwing. I just wanted to kill it on normal, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's nerfed, but... it's not even about gear all the time. You know what I'm saying?
It's not. No, it's definitely not. I mean, there's teams that were clearing TOT sub 510, sub 500. Like, the gear just helps. And the thing I have against with the whole number crunching thing is, if I wanted to go back, even at item level, I'd want to have the actual experience, opposed to having a 20% nerf. So if I wanted to go in at my own, at item level, then I could get that experience. Yeah. If that makes any sense.
But the option is there to turn it off too. I mean, people don't, but you can turn it off.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, well let's talk about precedence. Okay, let's not go let's not go way back. Let's talk about Lich King. What do they do in Lich King with the nerfs?
I think they buffed player power, so it was an increasing buff over time. And so by the end of Lich King, you're looking at like 35% increased damage that you're doing rather than nerfing the content like they've been doing recently.
Do you prefer that, the player power buff, or the content nerf? Or does it matter?
Personally, I don't really like either, but if I was going to choose between those two, I think I'd probably rather the content nerf, because then it's not really skewing the numbers that you're doing. You more get a sense of how well you're doing if you don't have this massive buff.
Right.
Okay, so we had the player buffs back then. And what about Cataclysm? Do you remember what happened in Kata? Daikatsu, were you around?
That was a percentage nerf, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the same. That was the same thing, except you were getting a nerf on the boss. It was 5%, then 10% on health and damage they were doing, until it stacked up to about 30.
Yeah, it was a tiered thing.
How good did it feel when
was
you're stuck on that
every
boss?
4 to 6 weeks.
And the nerf comes out, and all of a sudden you're just like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
See, I felt the opposite way. See, when we were working on, back then I was in Dragon Soul, I was in a heroic progression guild, and we were working on, I think it was the gunship battle, whatever that one was called, Blackhorn, I think. And I remember we were just struggling on it, and then the nerf came out, and it was so easy. It just felt like a joke, and we were like 5% off before the nerf and just couldn't get it. And it just felt like such a joke after the nerf came out.
Okay, so why didn't you talk to the NPC and take the nerf away?
Well, because we were already like 3 levels into the nerf at that point, and taking it away would have actually made it harder for us.
Okay. Okay, so what's happening with the TOT nerf? When's that going to go down?
Well, on the PTR
It's
they have
the
it.
day 5.4 hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
On PTR they have a 20% decrease to all the health on the mods, and also they put out 20% less damage.
That's actually a huge nerf.
And that puts pressure on teams. Like, I know for myself, like, we're at Lei Shen. Like, that puts pressure on your team to, like, you want to get it down before the nerf. Like, do you guys think they should be giving something to teams that get it done pre-nerf? Like, a little, like,
There's an achievement.
They already do.
Yeah.
Like, just an
They
achievement?
already do. They get, what is it called? Ahead of the curve if you kill it on normal, and cutting edge if you kill it on heroic.
Yeah, this already exists. And the day that 5.4 comes out is the day that the new raid tier comes out.
Yes.
So which makes the 5.3 tier kind of irrelevant.
Well, and if
So what's
That's one of the main reasons why Blizzard is nerfing this, because they understand that people want to play with the new shiny stuff. They don't want to be stuck in TOT and be forced to run the LFR version of Siege only to go back to TOT bosses and go through all of that. There was a word that they were tossing around when it came to the nerfs in Cataclysm at the end for Dragon Soul, and it was their frustration rate for the players. And one of the things that Blizzard knows is that the higher the frustration rate of players, the higher their subscription loss is going to be. So they would look at the numbers, go, okay, we need people to be at about here. They're actually here. Let's do a little nerf and get them here. And by decreasing the frustration of players, they would continue progressing through. Because Blizzard doesn't put out content and say, hey, here's the bosses. Good luck getting through those walls. They know, listen, this boss is going to be down at this time. This boss should be easy at this time. This boss will be easy at that time. They know how long it should take the average player to clear content. And when their numbers show that people are behind their curve, they will adjust it to move along with the curve, because Blizzard knows this is the fun curve.
Boning and Marker, are you guys elitist? Is that what's going on here?
I wouldn't think so. And I don't know. See, I'm looking in the long run. Like, Siege is going to be the last patch for the expansion, or so they say. It's going to be the last raid. And I feel like if it's going to be the last raid, they should try and prolong Throne of Thunder. If they're trying to get us out of there, we're going to be going through this whole experience again when Siege is done. That's the way I look at it.
It's a good point. I mean,
We're going to have Siege for a long time, though.
Boon, do you know if they're doing the same nerf to the heroic modes?
I do not know. I could not tell you. I would be happy if they kept heroics at that same percentage. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But they're
and
not.
I think that's the way.
But they're totally not. They're not. And I'm going to tell you why they're not. Because everyone trying to do heroics are going to get all that Siege of Orgrimmar gear and bring that back to Throne of Thunder.
Yeah.
So it's a
nerf
buff in the other direction.
The nerf plus the gear coming out of LFR for 5.4 seems a bit like a double whammy.
Yeah,
like
it's like a 50%. It's big.
Well, what's the item level for LFR? I think it's 528. I think it was.
Yeah.
That's like 6 item levels above what you get in Throne of Thunder. That for a lot of people, that's not going to make enough of a difference.
The thing is, once 5.4 comes out, who's actually going to want to come back and do Tot? Like, I don't know.
Anyone who hasn't finished it yet.
But that's what I mean. Like the pressure when a new patch comes out, the psyche of the player, the pressure is I want to get into that new stuff. You know what I mean? So you don't even want to do the old stuff anymore. I mean, especially if you're stuck, let's say at boss 6 of 12, you're like, well, what the heck are we doing? We're never going to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Marker, what were you saying?
I'll say I think that people who are closer to Lei Shen are going to be more likely to stay in Throne of Thunder and complete it.
I agree.
Yeah, if you're 9 of 12 or 10 of 12, you just want to get that done.
That's where Rolling Thunder is right now. We're 9 of 12, and we're not resetting anymore. We're going straight through to Lei Shen because we want the ahead of the curve achievement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gosh, but Booning, you don't want this nerf. You want him to take it away.
Pretty much. See, I think that people still will be doing Throne of Thunder. I myself, I have a ton of alts, and I go through all the old raids, and as much as it is nice to just kind of coast through them, it's already easy enough with people who are going back in there with Throne of Thunder gear. I mean, the gear scaling is enough of a nerf in my eyes.
Now, Booning, do you believe you are in the minority, though, right? Like, I mean, if you were to look at everybody who's playing this game and rating, do you think the majority of people are like, here comes a nerf, or people are like, yeah, Louu, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't believe that. Like, I see where everyone else is coming from. Blizzard does have to look what's best for the masses. They're gonna do what's best for them, and I completely believe that's the right thing for them to do. But my personal opinion, I'm complaining.
It's all good, man. It's all good. It's good to have an opinion,
Okay, well, what would be the other thing to do if there's no nerf? Just don't nerf it and hope people will come back to it.
I'm fine
in the
with
next
that.
expansion.
Do you mean the next expansion or the next patch?
Expansion. I mean, if it's still really too hard, and people like Daikatsu said, that LFR gear isn't going to make a ton of difference in the Throne of Thunder raids.
I don't know. You're gonna have to come back.
Let's hear from Marker.
I think the LFR gear will make a little bit of difference. I mean, if you remember when the item upgrades came out, I mean, everyone went out to the Valor guy and upgraded their gear 8 item levels, and I know for us, it was a lot easier to down bosses just with 8 more item levels.
True.
So,
if you're upgrading the right things.
6 item level difference is only 2 item levels below that. I think if you're getting a bunch of drops on those LFRs, you may see a big difference.
So you think teams are going to farm, if they are stuck, they'll just farm the new LFR and come back and finish it, regardless if it was nerfed or not?
I think they'll farm. I think they'll go into LFR regardless of where they are. I mean, unless you're clearing heroic right now, you're probably going to be doing LFR, and that gear is going to help you no matter where your progression is right now.
Right.
But the flex raid gear will really help you.
Yes.
Right, Nick?
I've got an idea.
What's that?
You leave the raid alone, no nerf, and you give everybody an achievement after 5.4 called Behind the Curve.
Oh, no!
Nice. Well played, Zach.
Negative 10 points.
Well played,
And the achievement goes away when you kill Lei Shen.
Right.
The first anti-achievement.
I like it.
That actually would be pretty funny.
Unachievement.
You got a scarlet letter on your character. It's like an F. Fail.
You're forced to wear the title Behind the Curve.
It's marked on your forehead. That would be awesome.
That actually, I think that would make people go back and finish old content. That's a great idea.
I think that would make people burn down the Blizzard headquarters.
Can you imagine a negative achievement? That would be sweet.
There is something like that. what is it? Somewhere in Pandaria where there's some kind of like a burial place or something, and you can go and there's money, and if you take it, you get some kind of debuff on you that I don't know what it's called. It's like you've stolen from the dead, and everyone knows that you're a crook for X amount of time. Something like that, like a debuff.
It could be part of a meta achievement called Better Late Than Never. Do all raids after they're not worth the crap.
That's awesome. That is fantastic.
Wow, I would be awesome at that. That's a good idea anyway, because everyone's going back for their transmog gear or whatever, getting all their pets. We're all doing these well, I don't know. I didn't do all the classic raids when I was not playing the game.
I wasn't around in classic.
So, yeah. I don't know about you guys, but this tier coming up right now, and I mean I've always raided on 1 night a week raids, but this is actually the first time. I mean we're at Lei Shen that I'm going to clear a boss while it pre-nerf, and I know that a lot of people are like that. You know what I mean? Like right now, I wouldn't want the nerf to come out next week because I think we're going to get them. I'd be upset about that if they nerfed it next week. I probably wouldn't even want to use it. But I know most teams, and I could be wrong, don't clear the content pre-nerf. Would you say that's true, or am I totally off base?
Most people don't even go into normal. Most people are doing LFR. I mean, I think it was Ghostcrawler out there that said that 90% of the people that jump into LFR never do any other kind of raid. So when we're talking about the people going into normal, we're talking about a really small subset of players.
See, I never even thought about it that way. I assumed that LFR was obviously more, but you're right. I believe you're right, but I always kind of thought that that the majority of people who raid were raiding normal, with 10 man at least,
I think that's the great thing.
And this is something interesting about Flex. If you can get 10 people together right now to do normal raid, you can get 10 people to do normal raiding in Siege. What's Flex good for you?
More gear.
Yeah. See, what I don't get is back in Cataclysm when they released the Raid Finder, that's when they got rid of the separate 10 and 25 man lockouts. So what I was thinking is, what if they combined the lockouts of LFR and Flex to be one, so you could choose in between doing LFR and Flex, and then they brought back separate lockouts of 10 and 25 normal.
But Flex does bring that back.
When those were separate, though, man, talk about burnout, dude. Because you had to run 25, and you had to run 10 every week.
Yeah. But I see burnout coming right now. I see myself in particular, specifically, I'm going to run the LFR. I'm going to do the guild, the team run, and I'm probably going to get into the Flex raid too. Because
I'm going to be doing the same
need
thing.
The gear.
Most people that are raiding, that are competitive, you want gear. I mean, so we're going to get burnt out quick, man.
I think so. I'm excited because I get to.
Never mind.
Excuse me.
Like Coltrane says, it's all about the loot.
It's all about the loot. Why else would we do? We kill the bosses to get the gear, to be able to kill the harder bosses to get the gear, to be able to kill the harder bosses. It doesn't stop. It never stops. And that's why we love it.
Well, for those of you guys out there who are against, or who like the nerf, man, just pray that Booning never gets a job at Blizzard. Because the nerfs could be gone.
Oh, they would.
Aww.
You gotta look at the bottom line, dude. It's a business, man. When you're looking at numbers,
for sure.
And you're like, hey, listen, man, we're making money when people are playing, and we're losing when they're not. You do whatever it takes to keep that money coming in. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah.
But, it's good to have
I like Nick's idea, the anti-achievement.
I like the anti-achievement. I would vote for the anti-achievement.
That would be a really great incentive. Oh my gosh.
I want them to bring back Herald of the Titan. Herald of the Titans from Ulduar.
Where
you've got to get that achievement, you got to be level 80, and you can't use any gear from a higher tier. And if you can kill Algalon like that, you get Herald of the Titans. And that's about as close as you're going to get from an experience of when it was new. So you go in, you turn off the buff, you don't have any gear from anything higher than Throne of Thunder, you get ahead of the curve.
I mean, it's basically like ahead of the curve now, except you get an awesome title.
Yeah. Yeah, well, ahead of the curve is basically what that is, but I see what you're saying, Daikatsu, that in the future, we can go back and get the equivalent to Head of the Curve by using the gear from Throne of Thunder without a buff. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah. Now, the thing is that this game changes every patch. The game that we were playing at 5.0 is not the game we're going to play in 5.4. Mm-hmm. So you're never going to get the experience of killing it when it was current content. But as close as you can get is don't have any loot from outside this gear or outside this tier or lower, or have gear from the tier or lower, and be the right level. And you would have qualified for this achievement. Or Feat of Strength, which is what Herald of the Titans is now.
I do think it's a great idea that they should go, and I think they should put that on all the raids, to be honest. I think there are definitely people that would go back and do that. We talked to Alter Time just a few weeks ago. And, iTunes, we all know about them. People are wanting to do this.
What if they brought something like challenge modes for raids?
They're gonna.
Yeah,
they
I
must.
hope they do. If they scale the gear back, if they scale the gear back and they give you the option to play it pre-nerf, that would be pretty cool.
Oh, that, I actually thought that was going to be like the big announcement they're going to do at the end of this expansion. I was surprised when it wasn't. There's no way they're not going to do that. No way. We're going to get like challenge mode old raids, and we're all going to be able to go into next round this, and get our gear scaled down. It has to happen. They have the technology. They can build it.
Have you guys been doing all the challenge modes of the 5-mans now?
You know what? I haven't.
I actually have.
Man, those are hard.
They are pretty hard.
Those are different, especially trying to go for gold. Those are hard.
I tried once.
I haven't gone to gold yet.
But the nice thing is that those will remain in future expansions. They've said it. We're going to keep the gear
They'll
scaling
always
to
be hard.
463. They're always going to be hard.
That's awesome. Okay, well, guys, thank you so much for coming. We do have to wrap it up. You guys are amazing. This is a very good roundtable. Any shout-outs, real quick? Let's go the opposite direction. Nick, got any shout-outs?
Shout-outs just to anybody that's been a part of Team Omega. And just if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's just @NickSleeper. And Kugo in-game.
Kugo. All right. Buff Shaman. Marker, what's up?
You can find me on Twitter at @Marker8, and you can watch my stream, twitch.tv/Marker8. I stream all of our raids. And, of course, shout out to Stack for Pound, the raid team that I'm on.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, Daikatsu.
A shout out to Rolling Thunder, my very awesome raid team, which we're going to get Lei Shen and get ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Nice.
I love all the CTR people on Twitter. If you're a member of CTR and you're not on Twitter, you really got to be there. Mm-hmm. And lastly, a plug, Monk Meditation, the Monk podcast, is going to have a flex team for monks only running Saturday mornings.
Nice.
Wow.
I'm going to have to level a monk.
Come along.
Okay, Boon.
Shout out to everyone in the Solid Senate.
What?
Yeah, my arena partners, Noah and Amos, and then we got Sushi, Air, and Lovely, we've been capping using heroic scenarios pretty much every Tuesday morning, and got to thank them for that.
Awesome.
Thank you guys for coming on, man. It was awesome talking to you guys. Good stuff, and thanks for stepping up, man. We had a good time hanging out with you guys. Good deal.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys in game. Thanks again.
See you later.
See ya. Good job, guys. That was good.
Hey, Boon. Booney?
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?